So let's quickly run through the graphics and settings for in-game. But first, I do want to quickly mention you need to turn off mouse acceleration in your mouse settings. Have high performance on your computer. You may want to turn off some appearance and performance options, which are here, and you may want to disable some startup applications via the Task Manager program to make sure you're not got a bunch of bloatware slowing down your computer whilst you're trying to play. Alright, so that's the first thing you need to do. Next, you need to alter your FOV via the user options ini. So even if the other stuff for the next minute I'm going to talk about doesn't apply to you, you still need to do this just to alter your field of view. Anyway, so your frame rate is going to be tied to your rate of fire. So if you've got a bad PC, or if you're playing at 60 FPS because you have a 60 Hz monitor, you need to have smoothing turned on to make sure that the rate of fire of your gun is not tied to the frame rate. So make sure you've done that. If you are at 120 FPS, you don't have to have smoothing turned on. This is just if you're below 120 FPS. If you do want to get up to 120 FPS and you're not already there, you can alter the user options ini, which is what we're going to get into now. There's a few things that you can alter there which you can't alter in game. So the devs are totally fine with this, feel free to use it. Also, you can alter the render distance lower than you can in game. Generally speaking, if you're playing infantry, you would never notice anything really above 150 meters, maybe even 100 meters to be honest, if you're running around as a heavy assault. If you're playing bolt action, maybe you would want 150 meters, but even then it's kind of not super important. Anyway, so the other thing you're going to want to change is you're going to want to change the line vertical FOV, and you're going to want to change that no matter who you are to 84. Anything below 84, generally speaking, isn't very recommended. You can also change the resolution. Some people prefer to have the horizontal length of the resolution be wider, and they do this because it stretches people's heads to be bigger. It's very try hard, but if you do want to do that, you can. Another thing you're going to want to change is in the settings in game, make sure that your master volume is high and just turn down the SFX, the dialogue and the music volume. This will make sure that the voice in game of the leaders speaking will be loud enough for you to be able to hear. Also enable raw mouse input, disable mouse acceleration in game as well. The other thing you're going to want to do is install the Recursion program. The reason you're going to want to do this is not for what it's intended for. What it's intended for is to track statistics. We don't actually care about that. What we're installing it for is the crosshair component, which is really good. So follow the instructions on screen now, install the Recursion tracker, and just don't worry about the stats at all. It's just there for the crosshair, because it will increase your aim a lot if you can actually see, and all of the good players are using this. They've got a little dot in the middle of the screen and it helps them be able to see where they're aiming. So I forgot to mention, but I'm going to be making a bunch of videos kind of raising some awareness in the outfit of how to get good. If I'm tryharding, I can get 3KD, 2KPM relatively easy. So I'm going to be going over how I exactly do that. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like the video and comment.